All right, hello guys, welcome back to weekly market review breakdown. So yeah, it's been too long, many videos नहीं बनाए. Okay, so without any further delay, let's start this. All right, so we'll start with gold. अभी for quite some time, I'm not able to trade gold because of its choppy nature right now. All right, so डेली टाइम फ्रेम पे देखेंगे तो साइडवेज ही है. मंथली टाइम फ्रेम से स्टार्ट करते हैं एक बार. मंथली टाइम फ्रेम पे ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट की लेवल्स आर नियर टू 3800 levels, which is like way too far. Okay, and जिस हिसाब से ये मूव कर रहा है, I don't मतलब there is an expect I can see some price moving towards it at this level. All right, weekly time frame की बात करें तो weekly time frame भी यहाँ पे we have this key level, which is this imbalance. All right, and we have testing that level for pretty long time, and this is that external range liquidity. And going to daily time frame पे भी काफी ज्यादा choppy है. Okay, first we had this bullish fair value gap, then this bearish one. That bearish one got tested, and price is going towards this external range liquidity on a daily time frame. And yeah, so it might continue towards the bearish side, and we can target 4455 levels only if we don't gap down tomorrow. Okay, on a 4-hour time frame, still there is obviously a huge bullish candles imbalance here, so we might as well like cover this area and create it as a area of liquidity before tapping into the zone, and then price might move towards the downside. And if you look at the market structure, we have this sweep and then change in state of delivery over here. This was the last leg of that low, then high, and then price just broke towards the downside. And we have this huge imbalance that market might fill. So we can use that premium and supply zone. This is the 50% level. I will rather like and wait for price to at least go beyond 50% level and tap this areas, which is this one right here. Okay, that will be the area which I will be looking for to take sell trades. All right, and then boom, like this. Even here you can see that price is moving like this. That means the sellers are getting exhausted, so we might grab some liquidity and then tap into this supply zone right over there. Okay, like the price action looks simple, but let's see if we get such kind of momentum or not. And now let's move to EU. The price action of EU is like quite smooth. I've been recently trading EU and GBP. Okay, so, but much more comfortable with EU rather than trading GBP. I only trade when there is some news involved in for GBP. Okay, now let's start with the monthly time frame. So on a monthly time frame, like the prices are just sideways, so I don't see any sort of good price action. On a weekly time frame, we have this bullish imbalance. Okay, that bullish imbalance can act as a support, but right now, as you can see, that this weekly candle has closed below that bullish fair value gap. That means we can just simply retest towards the upside. Now that has become the inverse fair value gap, so we might retest that level, go up right over here, and then price might continue go towards the downside. On a daily time frame, this is the fair value gap which we can look for our sell trade. Also, we have a daily gap over here. That means there might be some tug and war between buyers and sellers, and we might just consolidate in between that particular area. So I don't think so that there is much momentum, or you can just simply look for scalp my rather on 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame. So on a 4-hour time frame, if you look at the market structure, we are making lower highs and lower lows. So there is no sign of price going towards the upside or breaking any previous highs. This is the uh, liquidity sweep that I don't see any clear break of structure right now. And if you look at the previous price action, we have broke this low and we are consolidating inside that low right here. Now, if we sustain above that low, we can look for some buy opportunity targeting this fair value gap, and then look for sell opportunities targeting this uh, sell side liquidity. Okay, it might be a bit tricky, but if you are good with your price action, if you have certain set of rules or entry models to trade in, you can definitely trade this. The price action is quite choppy, but obviously don't think of over trading it until unless you get an A plus setup. So talking about A plus setup, I just want to tell you that we are offering 60% off on our recorded course. So if you're interested, you can join from the link in the description. Also, you can join our community group once you enroll into our mentorship program. Thank you so much. So yeah, let's back to the video now. GU. So on a weekly time frame, same a bullish, but if you look at GBP, the weekly candle has not closed below that fair value gap. This red candle definitely did, but it just bounced back. So if you look at the daily time frame, now on a daily time frame, we have the bearish fair value gap over here. And according to that, if I apply CRT here, okay, this is the high of that candle, this is low of that candle. All right, so we still haven't had any change in state of delivery on a smaller time frame. Let's see if we have any. Also on a 1 hour time frame, this is the last leg of that low, okay, which broke about that high. Then we made this low. So I'm waiting for price to at least take that high right here, this high right here. All right, and then if we get that, so will have our nearest low at this candles low. Okay, then a change in state of delivery will go to 15-minute, 5-minute time frame, and then we can look for a short entry from there. Okay, so it's pretty much look bullish until and unless if price don't break about this supply zone over here. I will not look for like a strong buying opportunity. Okay, so Monday I obviously have post some videos on why I don't trade on Mondays. Okay, so I will rather wait tomorrow and see that do we have any kind of structure formation like giving us our direction for the next week. All right, now US oil. Okay, so US oil is also been very much volatile lately because of obviously all the wars and all going on right now. And on a daily time frame, I don't see any key level forming right now. Okay, as well as on a weekly time frame. So let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Now on a 4 hour time frame, if I just concentrate on this price action, okay. So here previously we were making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, here, here, and here. यहाँ पे this was the last leg of that high, and this is the last leg of that low. And if you clearly see that, just a second, yeah, if you clearly see that, I'm just considering this candle body right now because that acted as a supply zone. Okay, and then we have the change in state of delivery or just structure break. Okay, second. All right, so structure break हुआ, फिर price tapped into that fair value gap, respected that fair value gap, and then we reverse back from there, just marking it where from exactly it got reversed. Or you can also see that there is a mitigation block over here. Price mitigated that zone and then it reversed. Also, we'll see that how we could have taken entry from that block. Okay, now if you look at the structure, they are making higher highs and higher lows. Price tapped into that zone, and after that, this was the last leg of that low, and then we broke below that low with a strong displacement. Okay, this could have been your entry from this candle right here because we had a closed over there. Then just could mark your mitigation block, tapped here, retest during the New York session only, and then we could have look for our sell opportunities. Stop loss would have been this high or this high over here. Okay, now here I do see similar setup, breakout structure, a mitigation block. Price tap that zone, retested it, and then we continue from there. Again, let's go to 15-minute time frame. So on a 15-minute time frame, the structure is not that clear. Let's look at 5-minute time frame. On a 5-minute time frame, we have this last leg of that low. I'll mark that and extend it. Okay, we have this strong displacement over here. This was not a strong displacement. Price was just wicking it out. It just wicked that low and we are trying to go there. Okay, and then from there we had this strong displacement. Price retested that area. If you look at the optimal trade entry, this mark that zone, and above 50% this could have been an entry, and price continue going down from there. Okay, now let's come back to 4 hour time frame. So now right now we don't have any strong displacement. We don't have any bullish bearish fair value gap. Okay, so definitely wait for price to create a fair value gap before looking for your trade entry on the sell side. And these are all the areas of liquidity which you can target in the future. Okay, and for the buy side liquidity, these are the highs which I will target if I got any sort of buy opportunity, right? Now let's go to some Indian markets. Okay, this is the SGX Nifty or GIFT Nifty on a weekly time frame. This is the key level which you can track. So I generally only do my analysis on GIFT Nifty if I need some perspective for Nifty 50, because it has much um, ज़्यादा प्राइस एक्शन होता है एज कम्पेयर टू निफ्टी फिफ्टी एंड कम गैप अप एंड गैप डाउन होता है, तो एक अच्छा पर्सपेक्टिव मिल जाता है मुझे उसमें. ओके, सो ऑन अ वीकली टाइम फ्रेम डेफिनेटली बुलिश है. we have tapped that fair value gap, okay, or weekly fair value gap. Now simple sort अगर मुझे इसको ट्रेड करना है, ये लो प्राइस ने ऑलरेडी पिक कर लिया है. दिस इज दैट हाई विच वी कैन टारगेट, दैट इज 24,850 और 24,900 लेवल अगर देखा जाए तो. नाउ इफ आई कम टू डेली टाइम फ्रेम पे ओनली हर्डल राइट नाउ इज दिस fair value gap which is around 24,000 level. Okay, so if we sustain and break above that level, my price might go higher and tap 25,000 levels. But let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Now for on a 4-hour time frame, on a weekly time frame we saw that price is testing that weekly fair value gap. So in order for price to go higher, first of all it needs some sort of sell side liquidity first to grab onto and then jump onto those highs. So where we can find it? So अगर इस particular market structure को मैं अगर study करूँ, so we are making higher highs and higher lows. So price still has not tapped any sort of sell side liquidity yet. So so मेरा यही है कि until unless there is no liquidity sweep, I will not look for buy trade or sell trade. So first I look for a liquidity sweep on a higher time frame. This is a positional trade. I'm not talking about like day trade setup or intraday setup. Short term perspective, like for next week अगर price action को समझे तो यहाँ पे I need some sort of liquidity sweep first, and then we can look for a buy trade. So coming back to the daily time frame, on a daily time frame, this is the daily fair value gap bearish 2, तो उसको मैं मार्क करता हूँ. एंड अगर कैंडल्स देखे तो यहाँ ये जो लो है एक्सटर्नल रेंज लिक्विडिटी, उसको हम टारगेट कर सकते हैं अगर प्राइस कंटिन्यू रिस्पेक्ट करता है द डेली फेयर वैल्यू गैप. अभी आपको पता रहेगा कि हायर टाइम फ्रेम जो होता है वो ज़्यादा, हायर टाइम फ्रेम के जो की लेवल्स होते हैं वो ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू लोअर टाइम फ्रेम. और मार्केट में ऐसा भी होता है कि ईच एंड एवरी लेवल्स गेट रिस्पेक्टेड. सो यहाँ पे वॉट यू कैन डू इज, इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर बाय ओनली just considering the weekly time frame and I'm completely avoiding the daily fair value gap, so wait for price to either gap up close above this daily fair value gap, and that creates an inverse, okay, fair value gap. And then from the next day, once like we had that close of that green candle above this gap, then we can look for a buy trade. So काफी ज्यादा आपको यहाँ से मूव मिल सकता है फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट, ऑलमोस्ट लाइक टू 3%, 1,400 पॉइंट्स. ओके, और अगर प्राइस सस्टेन कर रहा है ये वीकली सॉरी डेली गैप, सो आई कैन लुक फॉर शॉर्ट ट्रेड सेटअप्स ऑन अ डेली सॉरी आर्ली टाइम फ्रेम. बट ऑन आर्ली टाइम फ्रेम अभी तक प्राइस ने उसके एक हाईएस्ट पॉइंट को नहीं निकाला है, दैट इज दिस हाई राइट ओवर हियर. सो इफ वी हैव एनी इनसाइड लाइक इन कमिंग डेज, वी कैन लुक फॉर दैट शॉर्ट सेटअप. ओके, सो ये हो गया एनालिसिस ऑन गिफ्ट निफ्टी. निफ्टी में भी ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही होगा. लेट्स कम गो टू वीकली टाइम फ्रेम. ऑन अ वीकली टाइम फ्रेम हियर वी हैव द वीकली फेयर वैल्यू गैप, इसको मार्क कर लिया हमने. देन गो टू डेली टाइम फ्रेम, यहाँ पे ये डेली गैप है. अभी यहाँ पे देखो एज कम्पेयर टू दी SGX निफ्टी का चार्ट, यहाँ पे कितने सारे गैप्स है. ओके, यहाँ पे मैंने डेली गैप बेरिश गैप मार्क कर लिया, उसका ये लो मार्क कर लिया. ओके, सेम सिस्टम सेम सेटअप. यहाँ पे अगर प्राइस डेली बेसिस पे इसके ऊपर क्लोज करता है तो आई विल लुक फॉर बाय अपॉर्चुनिटी, एंड अगर प्राइस इसके नीचे ही सस्टेन कर रहा है तो आई विल लुक फॉर सेल अपॉर्चुनिटीज. ओके, टारगेट विल बी दिस लो एंड फॉर बाय साइड द टारगेट विल बी दिस हाई ओवर हियर. अभी इसके आर्ली टाइम फ्रेम पे जाते हैं, और अभी हायर हाइज हायर लोस के बारे में बात करें तो इफ यू नो द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ VCP, ओके, क्या था वॉल्यूम कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग लेवल समथिंग समथिंग, आई फॉरगॉट दैट नेम. सो वी आर मेकिंग दैट ये कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, ऑलराइट, एंड दिस इज द हाई. सो वही है, अगर फटता है तो यहाँ तक क्लोजिंग तक वेट करना, अगर नहीं फटता तो वेट फॉर अ चेंज इन स्टेट ऑफ डिलीवरी ओवर हियर. दिस इज द लास्ट लेग ऑफ दैट लो. इफ आई गेट दैट opening below this zone, I might look for a sell setup targeting all this sell side liquidity. Okay, So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know in the comment section what you need more. If you have like any suggestion, that you can also comment. And yeah, don't remember the mentorship link is in a description. We have 60% off. Join the community, and yeah, see you in the next one. Take care.